President Trump was advised to set in motion distancing efforts in late February. Around the same time, Trump was saying this:
"We have it so well under control."
At what was supposed to be a coronavirus briefing, Trump playing a compilation of news clips complimenting his response at taxpayers' expense. CNN stopping its live coverage, anchor John King calling it propaganda.
It's gaudy.
Breathtaking from beginning to when we dropped out, and at times it bordered on dangerous.
CNN also airing a
So I
banner
did
that
that
said
one
in
to the
their
chin.
own words,
I didn't grab up
angry
here.
Trump
I grabbed
turns
down there.
briefing into propaganda session. I'm Karen Seolin.
680 News Time 9:07. A private school in Oakville is offering up free fabric to make much-needed COVID-19 protective gear. As 680's Phil Martino tells us, sewers from across the GTA are answering the call. Phil.
Sewers.
Carling, 12,000
I'm a
golf shirts can make 70,000
I'm a
masks,
crocheter.
according to Lisa Duran-Lowe, the
I'm a
executive
finger
director of McLaughlin
weaver.
College. She coordinated the donation of the golf shirts. Initially, they were
Oh,
headed
good.
to the Dominican Republic before the
Maybe they do a
COVID-19
bookmark or
pandemic, but that
some
didn't work out. So she came up with the
Maybe
plan
like a
to
toe
donate
strap
them
for
to
your
people who
truck.
can sew.
Give me a
So I know some
nice
people are making headbands for nurses with buttons on
There
the
you go,
side
headbands.
so
They
that
make
they can
headbands.
put
I don't
the
know how to
elastic
finish them. I know how to
that's
start
hurting
them
their
and make
ears
them.
around the button, and then they can wear the
You're a funny
headband at the
guy.
back.
Finish them.
They're also making caps, surgical caps. A lot of workers are using anything, or just even an individual if you want to wear it to the store. So.
She says the response has been amazing. 100 boxes were picked up today. She has 150 more. A second curbside pickup set
Would
for
that fit in a
Saturday
wood-burning
between 10 a.m.
stove?
and 2 p.m. in School Where is the
big are
location,
the
and that's at
boxes?
86 Sinclair Road
Are the
in
boxes
Oakville.
wood?
Phil Martino,
Cardboard?
680 News.
Ontario Provincial Police say 2 drivers have been charged after they failed to properly physically distance before allegedly speeding by police on one of the GTA's main highways. OPP posted dashboard camera video on Twitter appearing to show multiple vehicles traveling at a high rate of speed down Highway 407 in Oakville. In a tweet, the OPP say the drivers were charged with failing to comply with an order made during a declared emergency. Meantime, police in Toronto have confirmed in recent weeks officers have been handing out an unusually high number of speeding tickets. Coming up at 9:11, we'll check traffic and weather together.
680 News Time 9:09.
Our world has changed. We're in this together. 680 News.
On April 19th, the Today Showstopper at TSC will be the 9.7-inch Apple iPad with your choice of 30
Anything that fucking need, hold you down until you're free. Hold you down till you're free. Hold you down till you're free. I know that you sacrifice, so I hold it down. That's why we pay the price. I got some dogs doing 5, trying to see the light, see the light. But they ain't coming home tonight. I got some dogs doing 10, trying to see the light, see the light. But they ain't coming home tonight. I got some dogs doing life, trying to see the light, see the light. But they ain't coming home tonight. They paid the price, gave their life, they had to sacrifice. And they ain't coming home tonight. I got some dogs in the pen, could you testify? If I catch you for boy, I'm gonna let them fly. John Gotti tell the truth, this is gang life. Moving equal by the kilo and it's worldwide. Bring them in from Mexico and we let them fly. If we catch a spark boy, then he's finna die. This is real talk, outlined in the chalk. Motherfucker ran his lips, so we got a spark. You better watch it out, you better fly out. Cause I'ma lock them up and put them in the doghouse. Different than rap, but this ain't game back. Come on, true, I'm familiar, we can get a rat. We can hunt them down, put the cheese in the trap. Drop them off the earth till they lay me down. Oh, you fuck, load up 100 rounds. Put the rats in the dirt, yeah, the fucking ground. I got some dogs doing 5, trying to see the light, see the light. But they ain't coming home tonight. I got some dogs doing 10, trying to see the light, see the light. But they ain't coming home tonight. I got some dogs doing life, trying to see the light, see the light. But they ain't coming home tonight. They paid the price, gave their sacrifice, and they ain't coming home tonight.
Get you to Highway 27, so just make sure you're planning for that closure. Also, outside of that, just lane restrictions here and there, but the speeds are pretty good all across the GTA. We do have a closure of Yonge Street off the highways north of Bloor between Asquith and Church. That's because debris had been flying around in this area, but was blowing off of construction sites nearby. So this stretch has been closed for safety and for some cleanup. Business owners, home builders, and homeowners alike stop the spread. Ensure that your home or business is COVID-19 virus and pathogen-free, guaranteed with WeCleanCovid19.ca. Book today at WeCleanCovid19.ca. Your next report at 9:21, and with the forecast, here's Natasha Ramsahai.
Still cloudy tonight, but the winds will gradually subside late this evening and especially overnight tonight. Slight chance of some wet flurries overnight, but by the morning we're back into that sunshine. We're waking up to 1 degree, wind chill -5. Cloudy again through the afternoon with a few scattered showers and a high of 6 degrees. Watching for flurries Tuesday night into Wednesday morning as we wake up to -2. Wednesday afternoon is a mix of sun and cloud with a high near 5 degrees. Tonight we're down to a low of 1 degree. In downtown Toronto, we're currently sitting at 6 degrees. It feels like 1. And same conditions over at Toronto Pearson. 680 News Time, 9:14. Could you use $20,000? $30,000? How about $300,000?
Shorty got pneumonia. Stupid junk, don't have to number one, high stunner, phone call, don't summer, high bitches roll up, cold bitches, so what? Know what? My flow's bucket, so sucker, so what? My nose up, your cat down, no doubt about it. Make the bitch scream, make you wanna fall about it. Limo, I be up and out, it's all up on the fire, shining like stars, they know who we are. Science was they know who I am, motherfucker, from the train set. You know who I am, motherfucker, get acquainted. I be so high, nothing on cushion. Never need to worry, cause I get it by the bush, and I get it by the pound. You get it by the G, you be running around the town. I just say I made a face, and one of them tongue fled. I go harder than the rest of them. That's what people say, and I'm the best of them, the best of them. Stupid chunk, don't get home. If you're looking for me, I'll be on the block. I ain't tired, constantly sitting on the ground. Haters wanna hate, spotters wanna spot. When haters is snitch, they get popped on my block. Like everybody acting like ain't got reaction like hustle on the block. I call it ain't transaction like you don't fuck with flatline like come on baby, pack on my game ain't over. This is still good action like that's the city of rock. I got cocaine, marijuana, shit don't stop. I get your teeth knocked out, you're out on my block. I got the steel cock shout if you ain't on top. And that a boys call me rich man, boys call me pretty boy. Still on my hit man, I ain't talking shitty toy. Listen to me right now, I am off the white web. Keep on talking shit. and I'll be seeing good night.
Stupid church, can't stay, no break to stay. Super fly, bitch, look at my love. Out of February, thinking never been a rock. Sucker try to jack me, introduce him to the Glock. Tell her hands suck my cock. Tell the ladies that I love them. She said they wanna get with me, so I can think above them. I like them all fucking up and coming back with the sick shit. Girl be staring at me, watch I have her on my dick. Quicker than you motherfuckers ever did. I'm hella sick, I'm high up in the sky. I'm like Mount Everest, I should get fucked. Get back from me, so sick with the accuracy. Step the fuck away, don't do everything, ain't no matching me. Ain't no fucking way to box like me, man. So how you fuckers looking at me like me, man? Me, man, woman made it, still a part of it. Fuck that shit, a part of it, I fucking started it. That's right. I got pneumonia, I got the bones for it. I ain't got pneumonia, I got the bones for it. I ain't got pneumonia, I got the bones for it. Came to the club, smelling like a bottle of punk. Got me such a love, I ain't got the jury. Got me such a love, I ain't got the jury. Got me such a love, I ain't got the jury. The stupid church, dog, I don't think you heard.
Low rise.
And once again, all 34% of men say they'll take the Clippers out and try it themselves. I'm Jonathan Seacrest. 680 News Time, 9:19. A group of protesters in Vancouver crossed the street on social media today, describing measures of the COVID-19 pandemic as unlawful orders and lockdowns. Dan Dix, who self-describes on social media as an investigative journalist and a documentary filmmaker, shared videos of himself and a small group of individuals earlier today. Health Minister of BC, Adrian Dix, no relation, says the video should be ignored.
Don't allow people who are attempting to promote themselves by using the suffering of others to distract us. Don't promote them, don't look at them, but focus on what we need to do together.
And Health Minister Dix insists that most people are following the rules, and he's proud of everyone coming home from other countries with strong self-isolation plans. Still to come on 680 News, we'll check the roads and your extended forecast. 680 News Time, 9:20.
As an essential service, Roto-Rooter wants you to know that they remain ready to help you with any of your drain, plumbing, or disinfection needs.
When you come back, you have to write down what you're going to do for the next 2 weeks. They're all on the way to that for a year and a half.
Believe me, you can only wish to do the things that we do in 306. Stand up if you're feeling the movement. It's like a movie, how I do steady pursuing this fictional plot. Blistering hot, rap above your pops. Each song is another brick for the fortified wall. United we stand, united we fall, so fuck them all. I stay ahead of my game, ahead of my time. I feel the drive in my brain, you feel the force in my lines. This game makes you clean with the envy you roll. Cause every bar I fucking write comes from my soul. I try my hardest just to lace these tracks with such grace, but often question myself just to see if it's a waste. Test myself sometimes past the limits of control, but do it all at any cost just to go and roll. Me, I gotta do it, and I'm heavily pursuing the stream. But every fucking time I do it, it seems it gleams past the fucking point of observation. Now I'm steadily taking out you faggots that behave. It's the LOWURYZE. Make MCs freeze, bitch, believe me. You can only wish to do the things that we do in 306. Stand up if you feeling the movement. It's the LOWURYZE. Make MCs freeze, bitch, believe me. You can only wish to do the things that we do in 306. Stand up if you feeling the movement.
No one thought I had skills, but I proved them all wrong. Another sick script for another sick song. Now I'm rolling with the illest crew in all of Saskatoon. Making hits, making tracks, gonna be famous soon. The tightest tracks you heard dirt coming from low rise. Gotta please the people's taste, gotta feed their cries. E-Block, Saskatoon, that's a place, it's our dirt. Cause to make it in this game, you can't be insecure. So many people tend to get lost in the tracks, and then nobody helps them and they don't bring it back. But when you hear these tracks, you'll feel right at home. It's for all the underdogs so they won't feel alone. Nevertheless, to put my rhymes to the test, should I invest in the quest to becoming the best? Dreamcast and Derelict, bringing you another track, so just turn off your genre if it's something you can hack.
It's the LOWRYZA. Make your MCs freeze, bitch, believe me. You can only wish to do the things that we do in 306. Stand up if you feel in the mood. It's the LOWRYZA. Make your MCs freeze, bitch, believe me. You can only wish to do the things that we do in 306. Stand up if you feel in the mood.
I smoke chronic in hotbox cars, and I still choke writing 16 bars. There's proof of damage, many scars. Late at night writing under the stars. Fate fades of war, that's why I'm so hardcore. Too profound to be sold in stores. Me and Derelict, the definition of evil. Fierce to the feeble, like the tip of a needle, the way my clothes hit people. I take stages, smear ink all over the pages. You want to battle, with the fuck are the wages? I'm serving baseless and violent outrages. Psychologists can't even case this. They say everything I write is tasteless. As time has anyone spent time to educate this, embrace this, like I'm running a three-ring circus. Everything I cross is surplus, serving its purpose, like the Canadian military service. Got you shaking nervous, like there's a hole in your epidermis. No soul for the wordless. Go ahead and say my name, cursed it. Couldn't control it, had to disperse it. Now my shirt's ripped.
It's the LOWRYZA. Make your MCs freeze, bitch, believe me. You can only wish to do the things that we do in 306. Stand up if you feel in the mood. It's the LOWRYZA. Make your MCs freeze, bitch, believe me. You can only wish to do the things that we do in 306. Stand up if you feel in the mood.
I need my coronavirus updates, my coronavirus sports updates, my coronavirus business updates, my coronavirus streets updates, my coronavirus weather updates, my coronavirus traffic updates.
They say that money is power, well let me give you a lesson. Got so much anger inside, it's like I'm constantly stressing. Had this floating with power, I can't find the source. Fundraisers, a serial killer who shows no remorse. I psychopathic mentality with the taste of brutality. Enterprising the taste of self-escaping reality. With my feelings to hide, I'm digging deep into emotions. Praying to God for forgiveness on the length of the choice. There's no escaping the pressure of living life to the fullest. Step into my own wars, never been touched by no bullets. I use the mic as my weapon, everyone runs for cover. So sadistic and twisted that Satan left me my brother. Now you're battered and broken, leaving this place on the stretcher. Cause my lyrics took your face up like I was Hannibal Lecter. Like I was Hannibal Lecter.
Crip people, the crip peoples.
Tales of the crip people, between insanity, sinners of the wrong stories. See all the casualties reaching deep inside the soul. Trying to get a blessed tale from the tales of the crip people, between insanity, sinners of the wrong stories. See all the casualties reaching deep inside the soul. Trying to get a blessed tale from the people. Gotta be treated as the most risky disease. Never gonna go overseas, but we please in an elevated state. Taking over all your veins. The crime rate in my face, don't on all you kids and they're in the end of the race. So mission is less when I go on the mission to see my ambition. Let's do a vision with that Mac at 10 that'll spray you. Lay you down while I go and I slay you. Play around, this is not any food. This is something that you play with you small belly fools. I'ma hunt you and I'ma bust you down. This is it. Ashes to dust, and the fucking kids keep coming up and this is straight foolery. I'ma take your bones and turn them into jewelry. Tales of the crip people, you bleed insanity, sinners of the whole story. See all the casualties reaching deep inside your soul. Trying to get a blessed tale from the crip people, put you in the right direction. Tales of the crip people, you bleed insanity, sinners of the whole story. See all the casualties reaching deep inside your soul. Trying to get a blessed tale from the crip people, put you in the right direction. Dig deep, all of your feelings are gone. Tales of the crip people concealed away for too long. It's like a cat for your story, the kind made up to get children creeping behind us and slowly and I started pitching.
I'm the nightmare the most. Then the people all around don't check out your back, just running hard. I make the covers, make sure no parts exposed. I hear you breathing the silence, I love the flesh on your bones. Yeah, I'm stuck with the virus, feeling the warmth all around me. Bet you wish you were good. You just fuck with reality, yeah, I'm covered in blood. From my head to my feet, as I smoke me it's through, but your soul is not mine. I keep out inside of the door, away from no innocence. Turn the belt to the speakers, this is a substance of life. Like you was the crypt keeper. Like you was the crypt keeper. Tales of the crypt keeper, you bleed insanity, sharing up your own story. See all the casualties reaching deep inside your soul. Trying to get a blessed tale, showing crypt
Amazon Web Services from companies like Zoom will live on Amazon services. Roku
Zoom runs on Amazon
reported better than expected earnings. Markets, though they were lower here in the Monday trade. The TSX
Where'd you find that?
28 points, 1.4% to 23,390. S&P down 1%. The Nasdaq up 38 points. Investors worrying about corporate earnings, which will start up later in the week. Kim Parley, TD Wealth Management.
The consumer discretionaries, you would expect they're going to have terrible forecasts moving forward, with the exception of the things like Netflix and those types of things. But it's more, I'd say, the stalwarts, the financials, those companies. What are they going to be saying?
Price of gold at a fresh 7-year high, $1,761 US dollars the ounce, and the Canadian dollars up to 71.99 cents US. This is 680 News.
Hello, it's Jeff from Reliance Home Comfort. We know things are uncertain right now, but if you need furnace, hot water, or plumbing help, we're here for you. Understanding the seriousness of the current situation, we're taking great pains to make sure that any visit to your home is safe.
Don't visit my home. Don't visit my home, stupid. Furnace, heater, what? Boiler. Boiler. Heater. Better get the fuck out of here. That truck, plumbing and heating and bullshit. Get that out of here.
Watch you said it, I'ma get that spinach. I be sinning, I'm winning. They don't like it, yeah, I bet. I see the pain in their heart and their chest. Watch you said it, I'ma get that spinach. I be sinning, I'm winning. They don't like it, yeah, I bet. I see the pain in their heart and their chest. I love the rain when it falls, yeah, I'm blessed. Both the fame and the cars and the jets. I had them thinking I was gone to the psych ward. I never left to live the life you would die for. Hell, I can't save her, I'm the lifeguard. Maybe you can get the D, but I might charge you. Pull up to the spot, they're like, who is that there? Hands up, give me the loot like a cashier. What you thought, are you dumb? I don't play shit. I killed you and your brother with the same clip. All that bullshit you've been talking, boys, ain't shit. I'm a different man now, leave your face. Watch you said it, I'ma get that spinach. I be sinning, I'm winning. They don't like it, yeah, I bet. I see the pain in their heart and their chest. Watch you said it, I'ma get that spinach. I be sinning, I'm winning. They don't like it, yeah, I bet. I see the pain in their heart and their chest. Yo, versus spot, then I'm leaving unidentified. Just a rental, had to drop it off at Enterprise. Shell casings in the whip, had to check it twice. I think my OGs for that shit, they give good advice. Yeah, this about to be a genocide. These motherfuckers want me dead, but I can never die. I'm the reason why your wife said she met a guy. 2 minutes in a swisher just to get inside. Yeah, we are not the same kind. You gotta pay dues, I already paid twice. Y'all don't make moves, all you do is waste time. I'ma always be woke while you haters stay live. Watch you said it, I'ma get that spinach. I be sinning, I'm winning. They don't like it, yeah, I bet. I see the pain in their heart and their chest. Watch you said it, I'ma get that spinach. I be sinning, I'm winning. They don't like it, yeah, I bet. I see the pain in their heart and their chest.
You need to know if you're holding tickets. Investors sold stocks to start the new week. TSX flips 91. The Dow down 328. Business at 56. 680 News Time, 9:31.
Traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Kyle Hawking.
This report is brought to you by 407 ETR. We just got construction on the highways right now. Nothing impacting your speeds, but there are a few transfer closures restricting your access to get to the ramps that you might need to use. On the westbound 401, the transfer into the collectors south of Pearson Airport is closed. This is especially tricky because if you're on the 401 traveling westbound, As soon as you pass by the 427, you're in the express lanes, and with that transfer at the airport closed, you can't get to Dixie or the 410. Your next opportunity to transfer over and get off the highways at Huron, Ontario, so make sure you plan for that. Also, on the eastbound 401 approaching Meadowvale, the transfer into the collectors there is closed. That's the transfer for ramps at Kingston Road and Port Union, as well as Whites Road. Your last chance to transfer before that point is at Nielsen, so unless you transfer over there, can't get to those ramps with the transfer by Meadowvale closed. And then we've got a transfer from the 427 shut down. North of Burgenthorpe, the transfer into the collectors there is closed. On the 427 North, there are only two transfers. There's one at Dundas and there's one at Burgenthorpe there. So unless you transfer into the collectors at Dundas, you can't get to Highway 27. That's where those collector lanes end up leading. Off the highways, we just have a closure of Yonge, north of Bloor from Asquith to Church because of flying debris. 407 ETR thanks you for continuing to follow social distancing rules. Together we can beat the COVID-19 virus. 407ETR.com. Your next report at 9:41, and with the forecast, here's Natasha Ramsahai.
Strong winds tapering off late this evening and especially into the overnight period where we're still going to hang on to the cloud cover. A few wet flurries possible to the north and east ends of the GTA as we drop to a low of 1 degree. Wind chills near -5 in the morning with sunshine. More cloud in the afternoon. Looks like some isolated showers in play with a high of 6 degrees. Could even mix in some wet flurries once you get up over cottage country. Through the night tonight, we're down to a low of 1 degree.
Right now in downtown Toronto, it's overcast and 5 degrees, and we have similar conditions and an identical temperature at Pearson Airport. 680 News Time, 9:33.
Identical temperature.
The mayor of Markham says help is on the way for a long-term care home for adults with special needs whose staff walked off the job last week following news of a coronavirus outbreak.
680's Michelle Mackey joins us live with more. Michelle.
Sure, the Markham Cares Donation Center is opening in response to the need for personal protective gear at Participation House and a number of other facilities in the community.
I am calling on residents and companies to drop off the supplies that would assist our local community.
That's Mayor Frank Scarpitti, who says those looking to donate supplies can drop them off at 8100 Warden Avenue, north of the 407, mornings from 9 to 12. The executive director of Participation House says they now have enough supplies for the next 4 to 5 days. But the staff shortage could also lead to the further spread of the virus.
So 12 PSWs would be the ideal for this situation. Then you can assign staff to each of the houses. So they're all multicolored like the rainbow. This staff works in yellow house only. This staff works in blue house only. And when you don't have that, which we don't have now, you have people crossing over.
At least 12 residents and 6 staff in the home have tested positive for COVID-19. Reporting live, I'm Michelle Mackey.
Blood spot.
680 News Time, 9:35. And we have breaking news from Etobicoke that the executive director of Eatonville Care Center, Toronto's West End, says 25 residents have died due to coronavirus.
That's
in a statement
insane.
issued tonight, Ellen McDonald says there have been a total of 49 confirmed cases and 6 test results that are pending. McDonald says, I want to thank the families of our residents for their patience and understanding. These losses are felt by everyone, and I understand that this is an extremely difficult and uncertain time for our community.
Meantime, the Ford government says protecting seniors is paramount as the virus continues to ravage long-term care homes across the province. 680's Mark Douglas reports.
It's not just Seven Oaks. Medical Officer of Health Dr. Eileen Davila says 39 long-term care homes in Toronto alone have at least one case of the coronavirus.
There have also been 50 COVID-19 deaths in these homes.
But she says the infection rate is now slowing. Ontario Minister of Health Christine Elliott is now talking about at least one factor in the high death rate at these homes all around the province. She says part-time workers holding down jobs at multiple homes have been inadvertently bringing the virus from
management knew that was a problem.
She says one part of the solution is pairing up infected staff to work with infected residents. Another is moving those residents out of their shared rooms to wherever possible.
Then you don't even need the damn mask.
Ford was pressed hard on whether every
resources,
resident and staff at long-term care homes in Ontario really is going to be tested for COVID-19, as he said. Ford says he was told by the CEO of Ontario Health over the weekend, yes, that will happen.
I got to take his word for it when he tells me he's going to do it.
We're going to see the numbers.
Two
Either
big ones,
it's going
two
to get done
little
or
ones.
it's not
One
going
of
to
the
get
little
done.
ones got
And
away.
hopefully it's going to get done.
I'm Mark Douglas.
Like a 4 out of
Premier
5.
Doug Ford says that the Ontario legislature will gather tomorrow to extend a state of emergency by another 28 days. Ford says while there is a glimmer of light from some encouraging figures on the province's fight against the virus, it's too early to start lifting any restrictions. Meantime, Ontario's lack of testing continues to be put in question, something Ford says he wants changed.
It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out the more people we test, the quicker we're going to put an end to this. And if you're asking if I'm frustrated, I'm frustrated.
The government says it wants to process 8,000 tests a day by Wednesday and 16,000 a day by May 6th.
This is 680 News at 9:38. A private school in Oakville is planning a second curbside pickup of free fabric to anyone that knows how to sew and is looking to make masks, scrub caps, or scrub bags during the COVID-19 pandemic. 680's Phil Martino tells us the response has been overwhelming so far, and she joins us live with more. Phil.
Asher, 12,000 golf shirts can make 70,000 masks, according to Lisa Duran-Lowe, executive director of McLaughlin College. She coordinated the donation of the golf shirts. Initially, they were headed to the Dominican Republic before the COVID-19 pandemic, but that didn't work out. So she came up with the plan to donate them to people who can sew.
So I know some people are making headbands for nurses with buttons on the side so that they can put the elastic that's hurting their ears around the button, and then they can wear the headband at the back. They're also making caps, surgical caps. A lot of care workers are using anything, or just even an individual if you want to wear it to the store. So.
And as the response has been amazing, 100 boxes were picked up today. She has 150 more to go. A second curbside pickup is set for Saturday between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. at In School Wear. That's located at 86 Sinclair Road in Oakville. Phil Martino, 680 News.
680 News Time, 9:39. Did President Donald Trump respond quickly enough to COVID-19? A 680's Karen Seolin reports a White House briefing got testy on Monday as Trump sparred with reporters over that very question.
President Donald Trump insisting no one saw the coronavirus crisis coming after reports say Trump was warned about the contagion sweeping through China in late February.
Nobody thought we should do it.
Trump was combative with reporters who asked questions about what steps he took in February to slow the spread of the virus.
You know you're a fake. You know that.
Asked about reopening the U.S., Trump challenged a move by some governors who are teaming up together to discuss reopening economies.
When somebody's the president of the United States, the authority is total.
Legal experts pointing out it's not Trump's decision to make alone, noting the Constitution doesn't give him the final word. I'm Karen Seolin.
Hi, Tom Rokicki here of Inline Fiberglass Windows and Doors. I am proud to be living and working here in the Greater Toronto Area. All of us are so lucky and blessed to be part of this strong community, province, and country. At this time, I feel it is important to remind all our friends, family, and employees to keep an eye on one another, especially the most vulnerable. Let's also come together in support of the heroes on the front lines. Together, we will get through this. Thank you.
Now the 680 gas price update. ENPRO predicts the price will not change at midnight, staying at 77.9 cents a litre at most GTA stations.
680 News Time, 9:40.
Buy early and win big in the Princess Margaret Home Lottery. Don't miss our world-famous $1.5 million early bird.
Vito Rizzuto was the head of the Montreal Mafia. Now, he was a man with many enemies, but Rizzuto died of natural causes.
The Mafia. A secret order dedicated to Cosa Nostra, this thing of ours.
You violate what you know about this life, and you're going to burn in hell like the saint is burning in your hands.
Ruckus. Niggas wanna hate, cause I'm getting on now. They wanna shoot me down, click, click, pow, pow. Niggas wanna hate, cause I'm getting on now. They wanna shoot me down, click, click, pow, pow. Niggas wanna hate, cause I'm getting on now. Cause I'm getting on now. Niggas wanna hate, cause I'm getting on now. They wanna shoot me down, click, click, pow, pow. more respect, so they crack me on rap as people get, cause they'll blast you with a Mac, and that's that. It's fucked up how niggas want my head over fame. It's a shame, cause I love their minds. Insane like Chief, but not quite like me. One of a kind on my grind. Fuck yeah, I'm a hood hopper. I'm well known all over. My niggas is connected with AJ. Every day's payday. Mervin will kill you if you kill me and burn your kids. Paranoid, keep a 9 mil, make your guts spill. Lay there in a pool full of blood. You're a fraud. Your life's on pause. Man, that mine is next. Don't ain't heard none yet. Life dedication. Malcolm X invasion. Black Zion and Honey's a diva. Plus Dragon, the only one there when I touch my first million. Fuck your reasons, you don't listen. Be strong, my career is in God's hand, not mine, and definitely not yours. We're hard to the core, dear Lord. We've been here before. Mission impossible, survive death more than 20 times. And talk crimes, you're worth a dime. B.I.G. ready to die. Thug like Park 50 before he got shot. Wait for them shots. Ain't afraid of nothing. Listen, little bitch, come get it. I can't be a conscious rapper. All my life been a gangster, a mobster, fucking monster. Fuck you haters. Niggas wanna hate, cause I'm getting on now. Niggas wanna hate, cause I'm getting on now. Niggas wanna hate, cause I'm getting on now. They wanna shoot me down, click, click, pow, pow. Niggas wanna hate, cause I'm getting on now. They wanna shoot me down, click, click, pow, pow. Niggas wanna hate, cause I'm getting on now. They wanna shoot me down, click, click, pow, pow. Niggas wanna hate, cause I'm getting on now. They wanna shoot me down, click, click, pow, pow. Niggas wanna hate, cause I'm getting on now. They wanna shoot me down, click, click, pow, pow. Niggas wanna hate, cause I'm getting on now. Niggas wanna hate, cause I'm getting on now. You can't shoot me down. No, click, click, down. No. Guns. Used to guns. 10 guns before. Bobby Shmurda, 20 guns. Yeah. You can tell who the real niggas is. Should've hurt bitch ass niggas. Stop threatening fucking bullshit online. Come in real life. You waiting.
I'm crawling up, with my legs off the goddamn
me
floor.
down for these niggas and be conscious. But this is real life shit. You gotta talk about it, nigga. Yeah, Ruckus. RapTillDeathRecords.com. Malcolm X video. We'll be on Much Music. We'll be on Vivo. We'll be everywhere in this fucking world, nigga.
Fuck with a tractor
like
headbutt to a pizza box. So with the hug.
Y'all say me never did I want you. Oh Lord, me tell you. Whoa, 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 Shot one time, fuck, yeah. Shot one time, fuck, what? Yo, take 'em out, bring 'em out dead. Westwood, hit 'em in the head. 1 gun, 2 gun, 3 gun, 4. Your, mine, it's all about crime. Honest. Yo. Murder. Who the hell turned up? Them Westwood, put your blanket, them for me. Murder. Me never have peace. We make a black tape, jump in the black sheep, mother black. Sucker, say the niggas can't play. No way, the shit he plays. Honestly, the sex. No way. That's the black queen. Yeah. England. And everything, a thing. What we bringin'. It's the demon in a fiend for the views. Move, get please don't abuse. Yeah. We just choose it. Still burn the flag, cause I'm on that rebel shit. The level kick, 10 running ass. Yeah, pass when you drag. To the north, to the south, to the east, to the west. Foot, go on. Yeah, Fred, what? Hold it down, hold it down, hold it down. The Fred, just hold it down. DJ Westwood, that's on the right. Kicks me, hit the Westwood whip. What? The DJ's on the mix. That ain't all that hip. Don't skip the dial, my nigga, that's foul. Now you can't get the chance to catch new music in that style. He's scratching, putting it black and blue, cruising practice. No one that I tune radio show, jam, bullshit, square, the good. when I slide. Me and the honest on the prowl. Suave and dope, you know now. Decorations falling down, what falling down, what falling down. Decorations falling down. Westwood is nigga crazy.
Over 1,000 yards receiving. Sports 15 and 45 pass every hour or anytime at sportsnet.ca/590.
680 News Time 9:47.
David Jones here from Hire the Gardener. COVID-19 has brought a lot of change. I hope you're coping well. Many have asked me if we're still open. Absolutely. The grass will still grow, weeds will still need picking, and the gardener is still 100% committed to maintaining and beautifying the 24/7 view from your window. You don't have to come near us, but you can definitely wave to us. Talk to us at hirethegardener.com. Take care of your home, and let's all take care of each other.
Wow, that smoothie looks delicious.
It is. I made it with my new Vitamix.
And those Steve Madden shoes, are they new too? Did you win a lottery or something?
Feels like it. I check out the Today Showstopper at tsc.ca every day to save money on all my favorite brands. That's where I bought my Dyson vacuum, my Google Home, and all my It Cosmetics. There's an amazing new offer every day.
Wow, you know how I love to shop. Today's Showstopper sounds like it was made for me.
For amazing value, shop the Today Showstopper every day, only at tsc.ca.
680 News Time 9:48.
The city is opening up more emergency child care centers for frontline workers and essential workers. 680's Moment Crushy has more.
The city is now opening 2 more emergency child care centers. Mayor Tory says it's to help out the essential service and critical care workers who are on the front lines but don't have anywhere to send their children while they're at work.
These centers are in existing city-run licensed child care facilities and staffed by City of Toronto child care workers.
Tory says these child care centers operate 24/7 and have what he describes as rigorous health precautions in place in an effort to respect physical distancing. The center on Bathurst near Front opened today, while the one near Danforth and Greenwood should be open by the end of the week. I'm Omen Qureshi.
680 News Time 9:49. 2 drivers have been charged for failing to physically distance. The OPP say they received multiple complaints about a group of at least 5 people that congregated in a parking lot. Later, the 2 of those people that were seen speeding down the 407 near Trafalgar Road in Oakville, they were arrested and charged with failing to comply with a provincial order. Police say they have noted an increase in speeding tickets since the start of the pandemic and are urging drivers to not only slow down, but avoid non-essential travel. And coming up, we'll head over to the traffic center with your update from Kyle Hawking and get your extended forecast with Natasha Ramsahai.
680 News Time 9:50.
There are local heroes in our community saving lives.
6 out of 7.
Doctors, nurses, and frontline workers sacrificing their own well-being to take care of others in this desperate time. Without those heroic frontline workers, where would we be? The Monitoring Center Home Security would like to thank all the frontline workers, nurses, and doctors working tirelessly to keep our communities safe. We are indebted to you. Your courage provides hope for better days ahead for all Canadians. Thank you. On behalf of the Monitoring Center Home Security.
At BDO Debt Solutions, they know that life is full of unexpected events that can weaken your financial well-being. Many people who come to BDO for help had to go through tough times and take on debt in order to survive. If you're experiencing difficulty, a BDO licensed insolvency trustee can provide a free initial consultation and offer you services over the phone to explain all your debt relief options and help you find a solution that works for you and your family. Call 1-855-BDO-DEBT to book a free over-the-phone consultation.
680 News Time 9:51.
It's time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Traffic first. Here's Kyle Hawking.
This report brought to you by Queensway Hyundai. We have a new problem now on the southbound DVP, South Don Valley Parkway approaching Lawrence. The left lane is now blocked with a collision. We have crews on scene. Looks like a tow truck as well as police. So if you're traveling through this area, not much of a delay, but watch out for everything going on. Southbound DVP just before Lawrence. The left lane blocked is just before you get to the bottom of that hill in this area of the DVP. We've also got construction in quite a few places on the highways. The most important thing are transfer closures. Westbound 401, the transfer into the collectors south of Pearson Airport is closed. Also, we've got maintenance on the eastbound 401 approaching Meadowvale. The transfer into the collectors there is closed. We've also got maintenance in the 427 closing a transfer. North of Burnhamthorpe, transfer into the collectors there also shut down for construction. So all of those transfer closures will impact your ability to get to ramps. Just plan ahead for them. Off the highways, we still have a closure of Yonge Street from Asquith to Church, which is north of Bloor. This section is closed because of debris that had come flying off some of the buildings under construction in this area in the high winds. Buy with confidence at Queensway Hyundai, now offering purchase from Home Solutions, 6-month payment deferral, and concierge services. Here to service the community.
Well,
Visit
building materials
QueenswayHyundai.ca.
when it flew
Your
off.
next report
Now
at
it's
9 at
debris.
10:01, and with the extended forecast, here's Natasha Ramsahai.
Winds gradually, slowly tapering off overnight tonight with a slight chance of some wet flurries after midnight, but all of that's going to clear out in time for the morning, waking up to sunshine and 1 degree. The cloud does return through the afternoon with some isolated showers. Looks like we could even mix in some flurries tomorrow afternoon up to the north with a high of 6 degrees. Tuesday night and Wednesday, on and off flurries throughout the day. We've got couple of sunny breaks in there as well, but Wednesday's cool at 5 degrees. Thursday, mix of sun and clouds, still some on and off flurries with a high of 5 degrees. Looks like morning wind chills for at least the next 4 or 5 mornings will be between -5 to -8. Tonight, we're down to a low of 1 degree.
Right now in downtown Toronto, it's overcast and 5 degrees, and at Pearson Airport, similar conditions.
Coming up at 10 o'clock, we take a look at the province's new measures aimed at helping protect the vulnerable groups of people in the city. Long-term care facilities are receiving more testing and more medical equipment. 680 News Time, 9:53.
This extended forecast is brought to you by Roto-Rooter Emergency Services, fully prepared to help you in this difficult time with any of your drain, plumbing, or disinfection needs. Contact Roto-Rooter 24/7 online at rotorooter.com.
These are unprecedented times for everyone. AGM Renovations is now ready to help all homeowners with any kind of emergency maintenance and repairs. Plumbing problems, furnace and AC problems, electrical problems, water damages, foundation leaks, roof leaks, window leaks, and much more. You have a problem? Call AGM. They can fix any kind of emergency maintenance and repairs in your home. For an express and safeguarded service visit, call AGM.
Darren and Mo's Pay Your Bills contest
On 98.1.
CHFI.
Bills come up and it's just hard to keep up.
We want to look after that.
So as long as you keep getting bills, you'll keep paying them.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
Guess what?
What?
Zero balance.
Oh, I feel so good.
Enter to have Darren and Mo pay your bills by uploading a photo of your bill to
Oh, that sounds like a
chfi.com.
great
And
idea.
listen for us to call your name weekdays at 8 and 4 for your chance to win Darren and Mo's Pay Your Bills contest.
On 98.1 CHFI.
Well, Sunwing is donating more than 46,000 meals to 17 communities across Canada as part of a new national partnership with Second Harvest. The partnership will allow the airline to redirect all unused in-flight meals to Canadians in need.
What
The
we
meals
doing
will
it
include
before?
smoked meat sandwiches, pizzas,
I know you fired
sausage
the
rolls, and
stewardesses,
breakfast
they ate it.
sandwiches, along with other items. The airline CEO says a Canadian family-run business. The company knows what it means to look out for one another during moments of need. Up in just 60 seconds, we'll have your business report with Richard Southern.
680 News Time, 9:55.
There's a place right in the heart of busy Mississauga that you may not have heard of. A serene woodland oasis where you can connect with nature year-round. The Riverwood Conservancy is the perfect setting to escape the hustle and bustle of the city. Enjoy a heart-healthy walk along the beautiful Armstrong Wild Bird Trek. Have a chickadee
I'm
feed from
pretty
your
sure
hand.
that's closed.
Or take part in exciting family-friendly programs. To find out more, visit the riverwoodconservancy.org.
Hi, I'm Cherry Tabb, co-founder
It's
of the
not
Herzig
closed.
Eye
It will be
Institute.
soon.
In support of public health efforts, we have put a pause on elective surgery at our Toronto and Ottawa locations. I and my Herzig Eye Institute staff remain available to you online and by phone to schedule future appointments and to help you stay up to date and safe. Your health is what matters most to us. Google high definition vision and sign up for my blog so we can stay connected. Look after yourself. Promise me.
680 News Time, 9:56.
Here's the business report with Richard Southern.
Good evening. Stocks move lower to start the new trading weekend. Investors brace for a sobering first look later this week at how the pandemic has hurt companies' earnings. We're going to have earnings reports come out in the next few days, so the worry now about the health of balance sheets. The TSX fell 91 points, down just over 0.5% to 14,074. The Dow, coming off a good week, fell 328 points, or 1.4% to 23,390. S&P gave up 1% today. The Nasdaq was higher, though. It was up 38 points. We did see strength for technology stocks. Amazon added 6.1%, getting close to its all-time high. Netflix closed at its highest price in more than 2 years, $396 at the close, with, of course, more people watching Netflix and buying things from Amazon as they self-isolate. Oil was in the spotlight today. A historic deal reached over the weekend by oil cartel OPEC and its allies to cut production by almost 10 million barrels per day. Prices for crude have plummeted since the start of March as industry shut down and commuters drive less. And the cutback over the weekend was designed to prop up the price, but it didn't work. Oil fell 35 cents, or 1.5%, to $22.41 per barrel. Investors were saying, this might be a little, too late. Kim Parley, TD Wealth Management.
If you take a look at driving, for example, driving makes up about half of how oil is consumed, and nobody's driving, and the demand just isn't there. So I think that's why you saw, basically a shrug when this news came out.
Other stocks on the move today included Ford Motor, down 3.9%. It warned about lower sales in the first quarter. Price for gold's first 7-year high at $1,761 US dollars. The ounce of the Canadian dollar up to 72 cents US. This is 680 News.
Put us on and find out what to wear. The best weather reports in the city every 10 minutes on 680 News.
Need something to watch? Binge away the boredom with City TV now.
Where would you like to go?
Full seasons of the shows you love. Streaming now and ready to go.
I'm pregnant.
Sure it's yours? You got a fire in there. From Chicago Wednesday to Family Guy, Modern Family to Mom, we've got what you're looking for. Even Hudson and Rex. Good boy. City TV now. On demand. The City TV app. And at citytv.com. Get it like now.
Alexa, what station has the best breaking news, traffic, and weather?
680 News, obviously.
Hi, Tom Rokicki here of Inline Fiberglass Windows and Doors. I am proud to be living and working here in the Greater Toronto Area. All of us are so lucky and blessed to be part of this strong community, province, and country. At this time, I feel it is important to remind all our friends, family, and employees to keep an eye on one another, especially the most vulnerable. Let's also come together in support of the heroes on the front lines. Together, we will get through this. Thank you.
Regional weather conditions in Aurora, partly cloudy, 3 degrees, and 5 degrees in Burlington. In Markham, it's 4 degrees and cloudy. Downtown Toronto, it is 5 degrees with some overcast sky. 680 News Time, 10 o'clock.
Breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News, Toronto.
Good evening. It is Monday, the 13th of April. I'm Asher Roth.
And I'm Carlin Donahue. Here's what's making news
Friday,
right now.
13th of March.
Is on the way. The Markham Cares Donation Center is opening to support a special needs home struggling with a staff shortage and COVID-19 outbreak.
A long-term care home in the city's West End is reporting 25 deaths from COVID-19, while 22 residents have now died at Seven Oaks in Scarborough.
He's cleared everything up.
Donald Trump angrily defending himself against criticism he missed early pandemic warning signs.
We did the right thing.
The president derailing a coronavirus briefing to play a video some are calling straight-up propaganda.
A private school in Oakville is lending a helping hand during the COVID-19 pandemic by offering free fabric to anyone who wants to make protective gear. There's enough material for 70,000 masks.
Traders worrying about the health of balance sheets had stocks moving lower in the Monday trade. The Dow giving up more than 300 points. OPEC cuts back on production, but oil slides again. Business at 26.
LA Kings defenseman Drew Doughty has spoken up about the NHL season, and the mother of NBA All-Star Karl Anthony Towns has passed away from COVID-19. Sports at 15.
680 News Time, 10:01.
This hour, traffic and weather together on the ones, and with Toronto's most frequent traffic reports, we say good evening, Craig Gear. Hey, good evening, Asher and Carling. This report brought to you by your local Ontario Subaru dealers. So we have one crash out there. It's on the southbound DVP as you're approaching Lawrence. The left lane's blocked. We have the police on scene and some tows here too. So lots of flashing lights. You won't be able to miss it. Tons of room getting by, and we're not seeing any delays. So the big story tonight is probably the transfer lanes into the collectors are shut down in a bunch of places. A bit of construction out there too, taking some lanes away, but eastbound 401 approaching Meadowvale, the transfer here into the collectors has been closed. We also have the westbound 401 transfer into the collectors south of the airport blocked off. So just heads up, if you usually transfer into the collectors there, you won't be able to, so do it before. We also have some ramps blocked on the westbound 401 to the westbound 401. So northbound Markham, northbound Brimley, and both of the Kennedy ramps onto the westbound 401 shut down for maintenance. Northbound 427 north of Burnhamthorpe, the transfer here into the collectors is also closed. Ontario Subaru dealerships are standing by and ready to help with your essential automotive needs. Keep taking care of each other, and Subaru will take care of you. Your next report is at 10:11. Here's the forecast with Natasha Ramsay.
The radio loves me, the bank loves me,
Strong
the car
gusty
loves
winds
me.
gradually easing overnight tonight, and temperatures down to a low of 1 degree. Could still see a few scattered showers mixed with wet flurries just after midnight, but we're going to clear that out by the morning, waking up to sunshine. More cloud through the afternoon with some scattered showers. 6 degrees the high. Those showers likely mixing in some wet flurries as you get up towards cottage country. Tonight we're down to a low of 1 degree.
In downtown Toronto, we're currently sitting at 5 degrees with an overcast sky. And over at Toronto Pearson, it's 6 and feeling like 2 with the wind. 680 news time, 10:03.
We have wind chill, +6. We have wind chill.
Days after staff at a care home
We
for
didn't have
adults
wind
with
chill.
disabilities in
We
Markham
didn't have
walked
wind chill.
off the job after a COVID-19 outbreak was announced at the facility. A donation center for critical medical supplies is now opening in that city.
680's Michelle Mackey joins us with the latest. Hope on the horizon for Participation House.
We decided to initiate the Markham Cares Donation Center in an effort to quickly respond to institutions within our community that find themselves in a short supply of some of the very critically important protection equipment.
That's Markham Mayor Frank Scarpitti, who says those looking to donate PPE can drop off supplies at 8100 Warden Avenue north of the 407, mornings from 9 to 12. This comes after the majority of staff at the Home for Adults with Special Needs walked off the job last week due to a lack of protective gear amidst a COVID-19 outbreak. At least 12 residents and 6 staff in the home have tested positive for the virus. I'm Michelle Mackey.
The other day, yesterday.
680 news time, 10:04. A long-term care home in Etobicoke says 25 of its residents have now died because of COVID-19. Eatonville Care Center, located on East Mall near Burnhamthorpe Road, has confirmed the news in a statement. The home, which houses 247 residents, says that it has 49 confirmed cases of the coronavirus, while 6 results are currently pending. Executive Director Evelyn McDonald says the center is working with Toronto Public Health to prevent further spread of the virus.
680 news time is 10:05. The coronavirus death toll is now at 22 at the Seven Oaks long-term care home in Scarborough. This as the health minister makes plans to aid the vulnerable people living in these facilities. 680's Mark Douglas joins us with the latest.
In Toronto alone, 50 people have died from coronavirus at long-term care homes. 39 such homes in Toronto have been infected, but Toronto's top doctor, Eileen de Villa, says their stringent measures seem to be working.
In long-term care homes that had a high number of cases, the rate of new infections is slowing.
With so many seniors in long-term care homes across Ontario now having died from COVID-19, Premier Doug Ford was asked directly if there have been failures. Ford replied, "You can look back at any part of this pandemic and always say,
Could have, should have, would have. And I feel we're doing everything we can right now.
But Minister of Health Christine Elliott was willing to admit at least one flaw in the system.
Some of the workers were working in 2 or 3 different care settings, and they inadvertently brought the virus into the homes.
Ford later said, yes, that does seem like common sense not to move staff from home to home to home. Opposition leader Andrea Horvath immediately calling on Ford to regulate a one home per part-timer system and to pay those part-timers enough to make that feasible. I'm Mark Douglas.
In an open letter addressed to officials, including Mayor John Tory and Premier Doug Ford, over 300 doctors and nurse practitioners are calling for immediate action. The letter touches on several topics, most notably for the government to help people experiencing homelessness during the pandemic. The letter says, in part, conditions in Toronto shelters, boarding homes, 24-hour drop-ins do not allow for physical distancing, putting both clients and staff at high risk. As of Monday, Toronto Public Health confirmed 25 cases of the coronavirus across 7 homeless service settings, such as shelters across the city.
Premier Doug Ford says the new provincial projections are coming out and will soon be discussed, set for tomorrow when the legislature meets at Queen's Park. The numbers in Ontario are still going up, but the rate of the increase has slowed down. The modeling initially projected that Ontario would see roughly 1,000 patients in the ICU. However, as of today, there were 263. Ford says restrictions in place seem to be working.
Well, the reason we're at the numbers we're at right now is because of the great work of the residents of Ontario.
Associate Chief Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Barbara Yaffe, says that the peak should happen sometime this week.
680 News Time, 10:07. Quite the sideshow at U.S. President Donald Trump's coronavirus briefing today. 680's Karen Seolan has more.
President Donald Trump fiercely defending himself against criticism that he was slow to respond to the pandemic.
We did the right thing, and our timing was very good.
The president derailing a coronavirus briefing to play a campaign-style highlight reel that praised his actions. On MSNBC, the former executive editor of the New York Times saying this about the video.
I think this is one of the most astonishing acts of disinformation we've seen from a White House since the Vietnam era.
After it aired, Trump lashing out at reporters who raised questions about the timeline of his administration's response, saying the criticism wasn't fair.
You're so disgraceful.
Reports say the White House missed crucial signals about the spread of COVID-19 and failed to act in a timely manner. I'm Karen Seolan.
And Oakville Private School is doing its part to help keep people safe during the pandemic. 680's Phil Martino joins us with more.
Darling, Lisa Duran-Lowe with McLaughlin College coordinated the donation of 12,000 brand new golf shirts. She says that's enough material to make 70,000 masks. Now, those shirts were initially headed somewhere else.
One of my suppliers contacted me in early January before COVID, and he knows that I do some work in the Dominican, humanitarian work, so I was trying to see if I could get them to the Dominican, but it's 10,000 pounds of product, so it's not an easy thing to move.
So she came up with the idea to get the free fabric into the hands of people who can sew during the COVID-19 pandemic, so they can make everything from masks to headbands to surgical caps. Now, the response has been overwhelming. 100 boxes were picked up today. There are 150 more, so a second curbside pickup is set for Saturday between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. at In School Wear on Sinclair Road in Oakville. Now, once you have the shirts, you can go to canadasews.ca for preparation instructions and delivery options. Phil Martino, 680 News.
This is 680 News. With the economic impact of COVID-19 deepening, food banks across Canada are concerned about not having enough food to meet the demand, with many reporting only a 2-week supply remaining. That's why Rogers is partnering with Food Banks Canada in this critical time of need by donating 1 million meals for our fellow Canadians. Let's do what we can. It's time to step up to the plate and donate at foodbankscanada.ca. Together, we can make more possible.
Now the 680 News gas price update. Enpro predicts the price of gas will not change at midnight. It will hold at just under 78 cents a liter. Traffic and weather is next. 680 News Time, 10:10.
Something's always coming up. Home improvements, kids' education, car repairs, credit card bills. Maybe you even saw a real deal on an investment property. Well, don't wait for the money to fall from the sky. Call Northwood Mortgage and start taking care of business. Use your home to save money. Pay off your mortgage faster. See why Canadians have turned to Northwood Mortgage for over a quarter of a century. Visit NorthwoodMortgage.com. This is 10349.
The COVID-19 pandemic has shut down all non-essential businesses, schools, and most daycares. But many Unifor Local 414 members are still out there on the front lines. As a community, we will get through this together. During this very difficult time, let's help members and each other. Prevent the spread through self-awareness, physical distancing, education, clean hands, clear heads, and open hearts. And when possible, stay home. A message from Uniform Local 414, thanking all members who are out there still working at this stressful time.
680 News Time, 10:11. Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Checking your drive, it's Craig Gear.
This report is brought to you by WeCleanCovid19.ca, and it's a nice one. We have some construction out there. That crash that we had on the southbound DVP approaching Lawrence that was blocking a lane's been cleared away. So that's it. The rest of our problems are all construction related, most of them being the transfers into the collectors have been shut down across the board. Eastbound 401 approaching Meadowvale, the transfer here, that's blocked. On the westbound 401, it's the one into the collectors south of the airport, so that's shut down here as well. Crews working as well west of Kennedy and the collectors in the two right lanes, so it's a heavy construction scene through there, but everything's moving nicely. Northbound Markham, northbound Burnley, and both the north and south Kennedy ramps onto the westbound 401 are also blocked off. Northbound 427 north of Burnhamthorpe, the transfer here into the collectors is also blocked. Yonge Street still closed in both directions from Church to just north of Bloor around Cumberland, and that's for flying debris. Essential and non-essential services, realtors and builders ensure that your clients are confident that your space is COVID-19 virus and pathogen free, guaranteed with WeCleanCovid19.ca. Book today at WeCleanCovid19.ca. Next report is at 10:21. Here's the forecast with Natasha Ramsahai.
Still cloudy tonight, but the winds will gradually subside late this evening and especially overnight tonight. Slight chance of some wet flurries overnight, but by the morning we're back into that sunshine. We're waking up to 1 degree, wind chill -5. Cloudy again through the afternoon with a few scattered showers and a high of 6 degrees. Watching for flurries Tuesday night into Wednesday morning as we wake up to -2. Wednesday afternoon is a mix of sun and cloud with a high near 5 degrees. Tonight we're down to a low of 1 degree.
Right now downtown it is overcast and 5 degrees. It feels like +1 with the wind. And at Pearson Airport, overcast 5 degrees, also feels like +1. 680 News Time, 10:13. The widespread shutdown of restaurants has prompted many residents across the city to try their hand at cooking. Some have been more successful than others, unfortunately. Fire Chief Matthew Pegg announcing today fires are up significantly across the city. He says emergency calls for fire services are up 4.3% over the course of the year, but working fires have shot up a whopping 17.6% to date. Fire officials are asking everyone to never leave your cooking unattended and to ensure you safely dispose of cigarette butts and other smokers' articles. Still to come, a check on your top stories, and we'll look at sports. 680 News Time, 10:14.
As a homeowner, you have built up equity value in your home. With Capital Direct, equity equals flexibility for homeowners. Flexibility to finance your business. Flexibility to renovate your home. Or flexibility to pay off other bills like credit cards or property taxes. If you've got something you would like to take care of, call Capital Direct today at 1-800-NEW-CAPITAL and see what's available for you. CapitalDirect.ca.
At this difficult time, New Life Fertility Center wishes you good health and safety and thanks the government for helping lift the financial burden. It's been hard, but from this hardship will come new life. And when you start yours, consider partnering with New Life Fertility. Don't worry about the cost because New Life also stands by you financially with the guaranteed lowest IVF cost, just $7,900 and the highest success rate. Terms and conditions apply. NewLifeFertility.com.
This is All News Radio, 680 News.
It is partly cloudy and 5 degrees in downtown Toronto. Good evening from the 680 News Broadcast Center. I'm Asher Roth. Thanks for joining us here at the top stories this hour. The city of Markham is opening a facility for residents to donate much-needed personal protective equipment to Health Participation House, whose staff walked off the job last week after an outbreak was announced at one of its facilities. If you have any PPE that you don't need, you can drop it off at 8100 Markham from 9 a.m. to noon each day. 39 of Toronto's long-term care homes have at least one case of COVID-19, and the virus has now claimed dozens of lives at these facilities, including 25 at Eatonville Care Center in Etobicoke, that facility announcing those deaths tonight, and 22 at Seven Oaks in Scarborough. And MPPs will be gathering for an emergency sitting at Queen's Park tomorrow to extend Ontario's emergency the order by another 28 days. We're also hearing word that new projections for the curve of the pandemic will be released. Time now for 680 Sports, and from Sportsnet 590 The Fan, here's Callum Ace.
LA Kings defenseman Drew Doughty has come right out and said he is skeptical the NHL should come back and play any more of the 2019-2020 season. Doughty doesn't think that playing into July and August is a good idea. Commissioner Gary Bettman told CNN's Anderson Cooper the players would need 2 to 3 weeks to get back into playing shape, and suggested the league could host games at neutral sites without fans. Some sad news from the NBA. The Minnesota Timberwolves shared that Jacqueline Cruz Towns, the mother of Karl Anthony Towns, has died due to complications from COVID-19. The statement from a family spokesperson said Jackie was an incredible source of strength, a fiery, caring, and extremely loving person who touched everyone she met. Finally, to NFL news, the Carolina Panthers have given Christian McCaffrey a 4-year, $64 million contract extension, according to reports. McCaffrey ran for over 1,300 yards last season and posted over 1,000 yards receiving. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour, or anytime at sportsnet.ca/590.
This is 680 News.
Stop the spread. COVID-19 can be deadly. The time to act is now. Everyone must do their part to stop the spread of COVID-19. Stay at home. Period. Full stop. Only go out if absolutely necessary. That means for groceries, for medications, for medical appointments, or if you provide an essential service. Protect yourself and others. Stay home. For information, visit ontario.ca/coronavirus. Paid for by the Government of Ontario.
Talk about a perfect pairing.
I'm craft beer and sensory expert Mirella Amato.
And I'm chef activist Joshua Maharaj. Frequency Podcast Network presents Hot Plate, your post-foodie podcast.
Join us, your contemporary food culture critics and hosts of Hot Plate.
We'll aim to help you build a stimulating relationship with your food
and your drink.
Hot Plate. Listen and subscribe for free with your podcast player and at frequencypodcastnetwork.com. Find your frequency.
680 News Time, 10:18. Senior residences throughout North America have been hit particularly hard through this pandemic.
Of the more than 10,000 deaths here in New York, the state revealed 10% occurred among nursing home residents. In Massachusetts, Governor Charlie Baker said it's nearly half of the state's 844 coronavirus deaths.
My dad's in one of those facilities, so I take this stuff pretty seriously.
A FEMA official told ABC News FEMA is now working with the Centers for Disease Control and regulators to gather COVID infection data from nursing homes so they can understand the scope of the problem and develop solutions for the nursing home component of this crisis. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
An organization that serves Toronto's LGBTQ community has boosted its meal services after seeing a large spike in demand through the pandemic.
That growing need is being seen at the 519 at Church in Wellesley, a staple of the village serving the LGBTQ community.
A lot of the folks that we're seeing coming through are not people who we know through our regular programs. They're folks who live in our local neighborhood, who are suddenly finding themselves in a situation where they don't have access to resources.
Food is being served through a walk-up window at the front of the center. Stickers have been placed on the ground to ensure physical distancing while waiting in line.
Access to things like, diapers, formula, hygiene products, all of those things which we're getting daily requests for, as well as clothing and other basic need items.
Donations can be made at the519.org. Tammy Sutherland, City News.
And hundreds of people gathered in Battleford, Saskatchewan today for a highway memorial to honor former Edmonton Oilers forward Colby Cave. The 25-year-old died last week at a Toronto hospital after suffering from a brain bleed. Organized by community members, the memorial saw vehicles lined up for several kilometers to show support for Cave's family who returned home from Ontario. Coming up in 1 minute, we'll check the roads in your extended forecast. 680 News Time, 10:20.
The Salvation Army thanks its frontline personnel and volunteers who are working tirelessly to provide essential services to the vulnerable during COVID-19. As this pandemic continues to impact our communities across the nation, the Salvation Army is adjusting its programs and services to bring help and hope to those who need it most. Join us and support our neighbors in need. To donate, visit salvationarmy.ca or call 1-800-SAL-ARMY.
Are you a condo landlord and your tenant has informed you they cannot make April rent?
or asked to negotiate a reduced rent? With the COVID-19 crisis, you can no longer evict a tenant for non-payment of rent. Register for our upcoming webinar at remaxwealth.com featuring Elaine Page, past Ontario Law Society Paralegal of the Year, to learn how to protect yourself as a landlord. Again, that is remaxwealth.com to register. City News Time, 10:21, traffic and weather together. Here's Craig Gear.
This report is brought to you by Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. So a bunch of construction out there. That's really the biggest problems that we have right now. And it's a lot of transfer lanes into the collectors. So, you know, if that's where you usually transfer into the collectors on your drive, you won't be able to. So just heads up here. On the eastbound 401, only one transfer is closed. And it's the one approaching Meadowvale. The transfer into the collectors blocked off. They're doing some extensive road work in the two right lanes at Morningside in the collectors, and it stretches for a while eastbound. We have a bunch of ramps closed too, northbound Markham, northbound Brimley, and both the north and south Kennedy ramps onto the westbound 401 closed tonight for maintenance. And then the transfer into the collectors south of the airport along the westbound 401's blocked off. So just heads up. Also northbound 427 north of Burnham Thorpe, the transfer here into the collectors has been closed, and crews are currently working to close the eastbound Eva ramp to the southbound 427. That's it. So not too much, just a lot of lanes here and there, but everything's up to speed. Yonge is still closed off the highway from Church to north of Bloor. This is for flying debris. Ruth's Chris Steakhouse would like to wish their guests the very best at this difficult time, and also remind you that takeout and delivery service are now available online. Place your order at ruthschris.ca. Next report at 10:31. Let's check the forecast with Natasha Renzai.
Gusty winds will ease somewhat overnight tonight. We'll still be gusting around 41 degree.
Right now in downtown Toronto, it's partly cloudy and it is 5 degrees. And at Pearson Airport, a few clouds right now, 4 degrees, feeling like +2.
Hello, it's Jeff from Reliance Home Comfort. We know things are uncertain right now, but if you need furnace, hot water, or plumbing help, we're here for you. Understanding the seriousness of the current situation, we're taking great pains to make sure that any visit to your home is safe for you as well as our Reliance team members. So if you find yourself in need of a heating or plumbing professional, we're here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. As always, when you need help you can trust, just call on Reliance.
Coming up at 10:30, the City of Markham has announced it's opening a donation center to support a care home for adults with special needs who are in the midst of a COVID-19 outbreak. Healthcare workers have penned an open letter calling for immediate action from the city and the province. And a school in Oakville is doing its part to stop the spread. Those stories and more coming up at the bottom of the hour.
News is always changing. Now more than ever. Listen 3, 4, 5 times a day.
This is 680 News.
Ask to play us on your smart speaker.
Well, as more and more people work from home and self-isolate, it means fewer people are taking public transit across the GTA. Metrolinx says GO Transit ridership is now down 90% from about 300,000 people a day down to 33,000. With fewer people riding the trains and the buses, revenue took a major hit. It's down to $1.1 million a week versus $11 million a week before this pandemic hit. Coming up in 1 minute, Richard Southern's got your business report. 680 News Time, 10:25.
We all love well-groomed lawns, but did you know they're harmful to pollinators? By naturalizing our grass-covered landscapes, we can help declining bee and butterfly populations recover. So invite life back into our yards. Make gardens beautiful and beneficial by adding native plants. Encourage your municipality to do the same, mowing less and adding native vegetation to roadsides, power corridors, and other rights-of-way. Join the Canadian Wildlife Federation in saying, grow it, don't mow it. Together, we can be part of positive change for pollinators. Learn more at helpthepollinators.ca.
Introducing Irwin's new Command Lock Tape measures, built for extra control with a finger brick, up to 14-foot reach, and a high-contrast DuPont Mylar film-coated white blade. Plus, it comes in a high-impact resistant case. When every quarter-inch matters, these tapes are designed with your job in mind. New Irwin Command Lock Tapes, built for the trades. Available only at Canadian Tire stores across Canada. Find out more at irwintools.ca.
680 News Time, 10:26. Now the 680 News Business Report. Here's Richard Southern.
Good evening. Forget about getting your money back from Ticketmaster if you're holding tickets to an event that's been postponed or rescheduled. Ticketmaster says you're only getting your money back if your event has been outright canceled. This never used to be the case. Ticketmaster used to offer you a refund for postponements, but the fine print was just recently changed. It could pose a big issue for those who are holding pricey tickets for shows and events that might not happen for a year or two. And the fact is, though, ticket sellers are suffering here with every event canceled. It could be the case that Ticketmaster simply cannot meet all the refund demands. StubHub, meantime, reports say it is looking to petition the U.S. government for a bailout. Meantime, more and more of us working from home and maybe having a tipple while we do. A new survey out of the U.S. found 25% of at-home workers drink alcohol during working hours. The survey of 3,000 American workers found the drink of choice for at-home boozers was beer. Over 1 in 3 say they're likely to drink more alcohol while in isolation, and 1/5 of respondents said they stockpiled alcohol for self-isolation. On the markets today, it was a bit of a downturn for stocks after last week's strong performance. The TSX fell 91 points, just over 0.5% to 14,074. The Dow fell 328 points, 1.4% to 23,390. S&P down 1%. The Nasdaq, though, up 38 points. And investors now are starting to worry about the health of companies' balance sheets, while with corporate earnings set to kick off in earnest this week. Traders, though, did buy technology stocks today. We had Netflix at its highest close since July of 2018, $396 the share. That's more of a stay home and watch that. Now the price for oil lower, $22.41. Gold, 7-year high, a new one at $1,761 the ounce. And the Canadian dollar up to 71.91 cents US. This is 680.
Dear Real Canadian Superstore and No Frills customers, starting April 16, flyers will be digital only. Please know that low price commitment is still the #1 priority, and they're still providing great weekly promotions and offers. Find them in store on superstore.ca, nofrills.ca, and in the PC Optimum app.
Stop the spread. COVID-19 can be deadly. The time to act is now. Everyone must do their part to stop the spread of COVID-19. Stay at home. Period. Full stop. Only go out if absolutely necessary. That means for groceries, for medications, for medical appointments, or if you provide an essential service. Protect yourself and others. Stay home. For information, visit ontario.ca/coronavirus. Paid for by the Government of Ontario.
Dear Real Canadian Superstore and No Frills customers, starting April 16, flyers will be digital only. Please know that low price commitment is still the #1 priority, and they're still providing great weekly promotions and offers. Find them in store on superstore.ca, nofrills.ca, and in the PC Optimum app.
Right now in downtown Toronto, it's partly cloudy and 5 degrees. The wind chill makes it feel like -2. Looking ahead in your forecast, tomorrow it's going to be mainly cloudy and windy. We're expecting a high of 7. On Wednesday, we'll have some sunshine to start the day, and then it will be mainly cloudy, reaching a high of around 6 degrees. Lucas Castelletto is the evening show editor. Karen Seolin is at the digital desk. The News Watch never stops. 680 News Time, 10:30.
#1 for news in Toronto. This is 680 News.
Good evening. This is Monday, April the 13th. I'm Carlin Donahue.
And good evening. I'm Asher Roth. Here's what's making news right now.
As the Malcolm Group Home continues to struggle with a staff shortage, a donation center has been set up to get the remaining workers the medical equipment they need.
Why is the coronavirus death toll so high in Ontario's long-term care homes? Too many part-time workers is a factor.
They inadvertently brought the virus.
President Donald Trump insisting no one saw the coronavirus crisis coming.
How do you close down the greatest economy?
And using a medical briefing to play a video some say
Ordered on dangerous.
And 49 cases of COVID-19 have been reported at a long-term care home in the city's West End. 25 of those people have died.
The mother of NBA All-Star Karl Anthony Towns has died from COVID-19, and the Carolina Panthers extend running back Christian McCaffrey. Sports at 45.
It was a down Monday for stocks as investors started worrying about the health of companies' balance sheets, though technology did well. Netflix hitting its highest price in more than 2 years. Business at 56.
680 News Time, 10:31.
It's now time for traffic and weather together on the ones, and with Toronto.